1, 2, 3. All right, everybody. Welcome to another We've Read the Documents live stream. I'm my host, John Brisson. This evening, I have with me the infamous Ray Valentine. And we're going to discuss some breaking news about John Mcafee and his supposed suicide, assassination, or whatever you want to call it. Billy, are you there? Are you on the line?
I am here. What's going on with you? How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. So, I saw, Mcafee committed suicide, or I guess we can now say QAcide, right? And I saw it and I was like, okay, well, where is this gonna go, right?
Right.
And then I I saw Mike Rothschild on Twitter, who wrote a Q Into the Storm book, which in my opinion is a limited hangout. I've read most of it. He posts about how on John McAfee's Instagram that a Q was posted. And
Yeah.
I remember as soon as I said it, I said to myself, oh, for fuck's sake.
Right.
Like, I wasn't like, ha, 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 that's funny, or, oh, this is great, or, this is something I could dismiss, right? Because obviously, it's a big nothing burger, right?
Right.
So then I call you and I tell you, and you pretty much have the same reaction that I do, right?
Yeah.
And I call Mark, and Mark has the same reaction, and so I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm not the only one here that realizes that this is what this seems to be.
Right.
So, I mean, what did you feel when you first saw that this was being pushed?
Well, you're the one that told me. You got me off my couch. So immediately when you said that, I was hoping that you were joking, and you weren't. And then I went and saw it myself, and I saw the Q, and I'm like, oh shit, we got problems. It seems as if, first off, rest in peace, John McAfee, whether you liked him or hated him. God bless you. Right. It seems that somebody is either taking advantage of this situation or created this situation in order to revive the QAnon narrative. Not that the QAnon narrative was ever really dead.
Yeah,
because it wasn't dead.
It wasn't dead.
Right. It's still alive. And it was, I think they just had their biggest event not too long ago, where they sold out some place or some arena with all these jackasses going to talk and feeding people a bunch of bullcrap for 4 hours. Right. And making money off
Which one you talking about? The one down there in Florida at the Holy Bartender's Church? Or are you talking about the Forgotten Country?
I think it was the second Forgotten Country. I think there was another one installment of it, but don't quote me on that. I forget which exactly
because there
it
was a Health and Freedom Conference that was down there at
maybe
the
that's
Holy
what I'm mixing
Ghost
up.
Bartender, New Apostolic Reformation, Rodney Brown,
Right.
Heretics Church down there in Florida. Then you had the Forgotten Country. They're doing all these tours where they're making the best and the brightest of the QAnon Operation.
People.
Yeah,
right.
I mean the same operatives are just true believers are just treading out there right to the masses.
Some of them are true believers. Some of them are not. Some of them they know the deal, and they're going out there and spreading nonsense anyway. Like Lynn Wood, he is going out there spreading nonsense anyway, and I believe he knows the real. But let's talk about this with McAfee and the Q showing up. This is going to reinvigorate a large portion of people that have stepped away from QAnon, that have decided that QAnon was done and over with. This is exactly what they needed, because there's still a large portion of the QAnon community that wants to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they want to believe and they get clues like this that allow them to believe, they are going to believe. And this is when I saw this, it pretty much confirmed to me that either this guy was murdered or he was let out of jail free and he's alive in that manner. But he certainly did not commit suicide. Who has access to this guy's account? This happened after he died. We know his wife does. But who else has access to that account? Was this a prank by McAfee? When I die, throw up a Q just to tell people, to get people in a frenzy. Or is there something more nefarious to this? And I think regardless, even if it was a prank or not, we're now looking at the very real scenario that a resurgence of the QAnon narrative could happen in a big way. Not too long ago, the FBI was issuing warnings about QAnon and QAnon followers and how they were going to potentially cause harm around the country, right? And start another quote unquote insurrection. We saw people like your boy, I forget, Ali Alexander, call for a new American revolution and all this other stuff, right?
And at the God and Country conference, we had General Flint talking about a military coup like in Myanmar.
Right, like in
Myanmar.
In Myanmar.
Right. Myanmar.
Over in Myanmar, there was a military coup of that capacity, right? And they're talking about bringing that here to the United States as long as they get Donald Trump, re-elected. Donald Trump is also going around saying that in August he's going to be back, and be back into the White House, right? So all of this is still going on, and the people that want to believe have held on to it, and the people that have gone away have definitely kept an ear to it. But now they're going to think that QAnon has killed John Mcafee for something, right? I mean, either that or what? What are you thinking, John?
I know. I mean, I agree with you, but there's some more weird things that make me continue to believe that this seems like we're being worked. I'm going to bring them up. I think this is definitely to revive the QAnon Operation, for sure. Like it needed it anyway. It's still going on, like we said, but it needed a kick.
I mean, it was still going on, but it wasn't going on.
It was This is
right. It had lost some steam.
This to bring it back into full circle. So here we have David Levitt. How and why is John McAfee now following me on Twitter after he died in a Spanish prison cell? And then he gets a message that says, "Love your work, keep it up."
Man, what's going on here? What's going on here, right?
So there's that, right? Now, give me a minute to set this up, because this is the thing that made me, when I saw this and I sent it to you, I said, okay, this is it. This is if it wasn't enough when we first saw this and we were like, okay, then this is definitely something, right? And then of course, I go to 4chan and I'm, viewing the boards and I'm seeing all the psychographical and psychological warfare like going crazy over there. Mimetic warfare and magic, it's going likes I haven't seen in months on 4chan, because I check every so often to see what's happening, right? We get this. WikiLeaks, John McAfee, 1945 to 2021, rest in peace. But they do it from John McAfee's tweet of getting subtle messages from the United States officials saying, in effect, "We're coming for you, McAfee. We're going to kill yourself. I got a tattoo today just in case. If I suicide myself, I didn't. I was whacked. Check my right arm. Whacked cryptocurrency available only on McAfeeDex.com. Oh, if you guys can't see...
I can see it.
The work. I don't know what to tell you at this point.
So explain. What do you think the work is?
WikiLeaks is, there's been questions of whether or not Julian Assange was
our guy
or agent for the world order.
Right.
And his involvement in the QAnon operation and people around him, and involvement in the QAnon operation and the right, side of the world order. That's really it right there. Like, that's just sign, okay? That's it. Like, they're gonna play into the mythos. Really, WikiLeaks is gonna play into the mythos. That's what they're going to do here. They're going to continue the mythos. Is Julian Assange going to be whacked next and Q is dropped from the WikiLeaks? I mean, think about it. McAfee swore up and down, all right? Up and down. Swore to everyone that he had a kill switch.
Right.
Where's that information at? I really want to know where that information is at for kill switch. So that's not there. Okay. So this is what the people that were on the fence, Trump's been madly releasing statements from the office of the former president, glorifying how great the jab is, all right, and shooting himself in the foot every chance he gets to his people that still love the God Emperor.
Right.
And now this just emboldens them because John McAfee, who, in my opinion, was a horrible human being.
Somebody in the chat is saying that your audio is a bit faint.
Okay, I think I raised it up. Let me know if I did, Red. But yeah, so I mean, McAfee was not our guy. He talked about liking, girls who were underage, and I mean, he was a murderer and a drug dealer, and he was not our guy. I mean, they try to make, the QAnon Operation and the psychographical and psychological warfare and the chaos magic, they try to make the worst people in the world right to be our guys, right? I'm not saying everybody's perfect, but that's what they end up doing. They make McAfee, they make Trump, right.
Some of the most dastardly people to walk the earth, they make them out to be the God emperors, and righteous people follow the unrighteous. It's incredible. Right, go ahead.
So now, you have McAfee, hashtag our billionaire, right? So, another billionaire like Mike Lindell, or millionaire, like Patrick Byrne. Elon Musk, yeah. Peter Thiel. And also tonight, very interesting, something I just saw down there on Twitter trending, Rose McGowan was on Tucker Carlson to discuss Britney Spears' fight in her conservatorship. So continuing the narrative to people that turn into Tucker Carlson. Okay, I've done many streams on Tucker Carlson, why he's not our guy. Go look him up. It's take me too long to discuss it here. So this is the shot in the arm that the QAnon operation had needed. It kind of had leveled off for a while.
Q hadn't posted in 2 months.
Well, it's been longer than that. It's been since November, I think. October.
Has it been? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's been way longer than that.
It's November. It's November. Yes.
Since the election, he hasn't
it's
posted.
Since November. Right. Whoever's running the QAnon account didn't stop posting. So they needed some way to pivot. If they did lose the trip code on Akun, they needed some way to pivot. All right. And so this is how they pivot.
And they get everybody reinvested into the narrative. And when I saw this, it made me, you were on the phone with me when I saw this, and it made me get up immediately, and I just said, oh shit. Because quite frankly, I don't want to go through this again. Even though the QAnon narrative never really died, it was still not what it used to be. And they're clearly trying to revive it. Like, all right, you can think whatever about McAfee, that Q showing up on his Instagram after he was dead is clearly not a mistake. They could have picked any letter in the alphabet. They picked that one and threw it up there. And it was done for a reason. So either this guy is dead and just somebody killed his ass and did this, or they let him out of jail and he's on Epstein Island right now with the rest of them, with Osama bin Laden and Epstein and whomever else.
Timothy McVeigh. But yeah,
Tim McVeigh.
I mean, look, like, so some people, Pete the Trash said this is the greatest troll of all time. And I've seen people talk about how McAfee loved trolling people, and I understand that. Right. And you could make that argument, but for them, for the world order to allow it to go up, for them to platform boost this wasn't a troll, in my opinion. Okay, WikiLeaks to push it, this is an operation in motion. You're seeing it right now, and to Asher, what do you mean? What you guys don't understand is QS said everything that needed to be said. It's done. What's done? The operation's done. It's not done. It's still rolling on. And or are you pro QAnon or anti QAnon? That's another question I have for you, because if you're pro QAnon, Bo, you need to wake up. All right, the grand illusion is thick, and you need the time is of the essence to discover that it's an operation, and it's and if you still believe in Q, you've been falling for the psychographical and psychological warfare and the chaos magic.
Right. And it's not your fault. It's the work is strong. The mind control is strong.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. And so this is just another page in the QAnon Operation book. It's just another page. It's still continuing, but this is a pretty big, substantial page that I think isn't going to be done yet. More is going to come out in the next few days about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to continue to run with this narrative and continue to push it.
And the thing is, right, John, like there's so many people in the mainstream now that follow QAnon. Before it wasn't that many, you know, there were several people that kept an eye on it, knew it was dangerous and kept going. But now CNN gives it full coverage. I'm going to be interested in seeing how they cover this. But I think you're right. I think regardless of that, it's going to get a lot of coverage from a lot of places, reviving this thing in a way. And you know, excuse me, Joe Biden, you know, and the FBI were talking about how, you know, a resurgence of the QAnon people, that they were going to go in and, you know, cause havoc around the United States. It's not a coincidence that this pops up right after that.
Oh, no, right. Billy. No, right. Nothing like that happens for a coincidence. You're 100% right. So now, you know, they're going to continue with it. Now, you know, continue to see something, say something comes to American soil.
Right.
And this is it. This is how you continue. It fits what they do to a T to those who can see it. And it's sad because some people are going to be roped back into the grand illusion with this.
Right.
You know, you may be surprised of whom, you know, look, they're already on 4chan analyzing the Q and if there's any embedded data inside the picture, and
right.
you know, they're already running the hopium is high, even for people who have forsaken the God Emperor Trump and the QAnon operation to turn their back on it. The hopium is difficult to kick as a habit, and there's some people that are going to be brought exactly back into this, and it's sad, and you'll find out in the next few days. I can't even think about what I mean. I should have knew WikiLeaks was going to be involved in pushing it. I should have known, but for the next few days, you're going to be like, you're going to see stuff. This isn't over. I don't think there's going to be a dead man switch that's going to come out.
Well, you know, that's what Red in the chat was talking about. Everybody has a dead man switch and nothing ever happened.
But this time, for this narrative, if they continue with what they've got set up for the New World Order to come in, the World Order of Love and Light, maybe it does come out this time. I don't know. I'm not saying it is, because usually I side with Red that nothing ever happens. But maybe this time something does happen. I don't know. You know, Risha mentioned Q was a lying psyop, but John was not a good character either. He was eccentric and adulterous full. Yes. I agree. And among other things, McAfee was a horrible human being. I don't see why anybody glorified him. You know, I mean, where do you think this is going, Billy?
Well, I don't think we'll see a dead man switch. If anybody had one, it would have been him. Tony Atterburn told me, you know, he texted me and he's like, if anybody has a dead man switch, it would be John McAfee. And I could see that. I can understand that, right? Where is it? I think once he was killed, this thing would have been activated. It would have been all over the place, but it's not a thing. Maybe he did have a dead man switch. Maybe it does come out and there's nothing to it. Bottom line is nobody's going to jail over this. And if anybody does, it's going to be some low-level person that they're going to throw to people. Once I saw that Q come up, everything changed. Everything changed. And I think what they're doing is trying to reinvest people in relaunch. This is the Q relaunch. It's almost like a rebranding, but it's not. It's like a relaunch. We're changing things. Like when a franchise changes things, right? When Dairy Queen calls themselves, you know, whatever they call themselves now, DQ. You know, it's a rebranding. It's a relaunch, a rechange, right? And that's what QAnon has done, because this is chapter 2 after the Trump administration, after January 6th. This is chapter 2. This is Rocky 2 right now for Q. And this is the next chapter. Let's see where it goes from here. It already has the attention of the mainstream and the attention of many people of, I don't know, I would say 90% of the people in the alternative movement.
I mean, but even in the mainstream, they're pushing it out.
Right.
I mean, this has potential to get many people's attention and push them back into the spotlight. I wonder what Trump's going to say about this, if he says anything at all. That would be very interesting to see what happens. Pay attention to the next few days.
I don't subscribe to QAnon. I don't even know what it is. I have no idea. But if I did, it's a good thing what they're doing. It's a really good thing. I mean, they like me very much. So they must be very smart people, right? If they like me, QAnon, right? And they're going after pedophiles, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with that. So there's a Q that popped up on John McAfee's Instagram page, right? I'm not a fan of John. I didn't know him. He wasn't very nice to me. I'm not a fan of him. But QAnon, which I know nothing about, but they're very nice to me and I like them, and they're going after the pedophile. QAnon is back, and I will be president again come August. That's what he said.
Yes.
That wasn't me. That was Donald Trump.
The Operation Warp Speed, all the vaccines should be called Trump vaccines. Okay,
Right.
You forgot that part. But yes. So I mean, look, pay attention over the next few days. Who discuss McAfee? Who discuss pushes it the Q part, what they say. I'd be curious to see what Steve Bannon says, if anything at all, or Jack Posobiec, Ali Alexander, Alex Jones. I'm really interested to see what Alex Jones says tomorrow.
Oh God, I'm going to start listening to
I actually will listen to InfoWars tomorrow just to see. So be very curious to see what the talking heads. I'm curious to see even what Tucker Carlson says. What they say about this, because. Like you said, this is the relaunching of the QAnon Operation, is the reviving of the QAnon Operation. It was never dead, but now it's time to. We're going to see part 2. It's a sequel. All right, this is the starting of the sequel of the QAnon Operation, and I wonder how crazy it's going to get, and a lot of people are going to be in denial that it came to this, but it's happening.
A lot of people that are pissed off, right, and that are upset that nothing happened, and they want to save face. They're going to gravitate towards this, and they're going to say, "See, I told you so. I told you so. People are dying. They're,
So Julian Assange is next,
dude. If Julian Assange, and he's in very bad health. So let's put that out there. He's been in bad health for a long time. If Julian Assange passes away. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the end of it. It's Q2 ECAT, right? Q2, that's dope.
Q2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, right.
Breaking
That's
the
dope.
streets.
If that happens, end of the freaking world. End of the freaking world. Pete O'Hara, best Trump impersonation I've ever heard. That's dope, Pete. Thank you very much. And Asher, if you listen to Alex Jones, listen to a DS asset. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but we listen to hear what he's going to say. We listen to see if Steve Puchinik comes on and drops more bullshit.
God, yes, that's going to happen, because Steve Puchinik was back last week. Oh, it's just not that. It's just Steve Puchinik was on last week when he said he was never going to be on InfoWars again with Alex Jones for emergency broadcast of breaking down. Oh, good dear Lord. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, yes, Alex. McAfee was working for us. We were the ones that did the SARS-CoV-2 infection to wake people up with my brother George Puchinik, and Alex, me and Tom Clancy, we picked you. I just man.
No, we're in for some rough water here, and anybody that recognizes the damage that a QAnon does. That's when you pop up and look at this and pay close attention, because you thought it was done, even though it wasn't completely done, but it was still a niche now. Go over there, talk QAnon if you want, right? But now this just gives them more ammunition to say that it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And whomever, this is very important what's going on now. We need to look at it with a really, really hard eye and not let it go. Find out who had access to these accounts. Maybe it was John McAfee himself. We know his wife has access to these accounts. We may never know, right? but we have to look at it and we have to see who is putting up a Q and who is following random people on freaking Twitter, after they announce his death, and to reinvigorate something like Q, not a good thing. Not a good, because it's like a brush fire. It's like a forest fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very, very hard to put out.
No, you're 100% right. Is there anything else you want to say in closing? Anything else you can think of?
Just everybody, everybody that's watching, keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. If you guys hear anything, send it to John immediately. Freaking immediately. This is nothing to laugh at.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck, people. This got serious. Shit got real.
Right.
All right.
Shit just got really real. For real. And I laugh at everything. So I laugh at this, but I laugh at it as a defense mechanism almost. This is not good. This is not good. Whatever went down here, whatever the situation is, and this is just breaking, this is just unfolding. So we're going to have to see what happens in the days to come. And maybe John and I will get back together and broadcast on the new developments.
Live from the Kill Shed on Sunday.
Lord willing. Yeah. But, as things unfold, maybe we get a better sense of what's going on here. But this is serious. This is dead serious, what's going on. And even if it's a prank, it's freaking serious. Because what has that prank done? I don't think it's a prank. I think it's something more nefarious than that.
Yeah, especially with WikiLeaks being on board and everything. And we'll see who's on board the next few days and what comes out and everything.
All right. And I think I don't think it's a far stretch to make the assumption that there are intelligence agencies involved in here and doing things like this in order to manipulate minds and manipulate emotions and getting people to do whatever they want them to do. This is not good. This is not good, ladies and gentlemen. John, thanks for having me, brother.
You're welcome, Ray Valentine. Anytime, you're best in the game, interviewer. Look, this isn't good. Anybody listening, this is not good. This is only the start. And we'll know more. There's a possibility I could come back Sunday with you, Billy, and be like, "Hey, we're wrong," but I really don't think that to be the case.
But even if we were wrong, John. The damage is done here.
Yeah.
It's done. I don't know how much damage will be done, but the damage is done. So this is something to keep an eye on. Even
if this is just a prank, even if it's just a chaos magician working chaos magic, there's still, like you said, there's still going to be damage done. Like, this is still an issue. All right.
There are people out there that think that Joe Biden is a hologram. This is what they will hold on to. People that think Joe Biden is a hologram will definitely gravitate to this. Mm-hmm. So it's the relaunch of Q, the Q revival, ladies and gents.
It's happening right now. So just pay attention. Comment in the comment section anything that you guys see of what's going on. Let me know. Let Billy know. Tweet us on Twitter. Obi when you know me for Billy, or Weave_Red for me. And all right, everybody, take care. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Don't fall for the QAnon bullcrap. Bye.
Right.